So I heard you were just diagnosed with autism. I'm Layla, I'm your unofficial Autistic Welcome Committee. In this video, I'm gonna get you oriented to this space. First of all, congratulations on your neurotype diagnosis. If nobody's said this to you already, I'm so happy for you that you know your neurotype. This is gonna open so many doors for you for self-understanding. It's gonna help you have a whole new view of everything you've experienced in your life. And I couldn't be happier for you. So congratulations again. Also, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry that it took this long for you to get diagnosed, because I understand how hard it has been for you as an undiagnosed autistic adult, living without knowing you're autistic, living without other people knowing you're autistic, living without your support needs being met. I understand that it can be full of so many struggles, how things that are so simple or supposedly basic parts of adulting to neurotypical people can feel actually impossible. I understand what it feels like to basically be faking all the time, to be acting neurotypical, have nobody actually see the real you. So you're not able to share your real self, and then simultaneously people are totally unaware of your struggles. And instead of offering you the support that you need as an autistic person, people will actually criticize you and act like you have some sort of character flaw or character problem. Simultaneously, you know how to mask most likely and kind of fit in society or make it work. But on the other hand, people still see your autistic traits even if they don't know that's what they're seeing, and they still come at you for them all the time. Maybe you get criticized, maybe you get rejected. So I get it. It has been freaking hard. So I'm happy for you that you know you're autistic, and I'm really sorry for everything that you have been through up until this point. I'm really sorry for the lack of accurate diagnosis for people from your demographic earlier in life. I'm really sorry for the lack of supports for high masking autistic adults. I'm really sorry for the unfair labels that have likely been put on you, like high functioning or mildly autistic. I'm really sorry that as you start to share your diagnosis with people, you'll probably get really weird and invalidating responses, all the way from, oh my goodness, like, are you okay? To, I'm so sorry, to, everyone's a little autistic, or, I think I have a touch of the tism. It sucks, and I'm sorry. If you're having trouble processing right now and you feel like it's not quite sinking in, that's totally normal. First of all, a lot of autistic people have delayed emotional processing and alexithymia, which is when you're not entirely aware of what you feel. And second of all, it's just so much to process. Receiving an autism diagnosis later in life can entail actually looking back over your entire life and rewriting all your experiences, times that you thought that you were weird or you were failing, or actually your autistic traits showing up, times that you struggled and didn't receive the support. There might be a lot of grief around all the difficulties you've faced, from that lack of support that I just mentioned to bullying and other things. Maybe you've had misdiagnoses in the past before your true neurotype was identified, and all of that can add up. There's also a really big chance that you have experienced some burnout or in deep burnout right now. And if that's you, you are definitely not alone. I actually run an online community for high masking autistic adults, and everybody in there is dealing with burnout and recovering right now. So there's a link to that in the description if you want to know more. But a lot of high masking autistic adults get to the place that you're in right now and are just completely burned out from a lifetime of unmet support needs. So if that's you, I see you. Sometimes after the initial assessment, you can be left with a feeling there's something wrong with you, because the assessment is so focused on pathology. I remember going through assessment, I felt really good about being autistic before assessment. I had already self-identified. I felt really good about my neurotype. I knew that there was nothing wrong with me. I totally believed in neurodiversity. But once I got in the assessment and was constantly being asked these questions that basically framed all my struggles and all my negative experiences throughout my life as having been the fault of my autism, instead of a mutual miscommunication with neurotypical people, that left kind of like a heavy feeling after the assessment. So if that has happened for you, this is just your invitation to kind of like let that go. Yes, the diagnostic criteria and the assessment process are focused on pathology. I hope someday that won't be the case, but that's just in the system. It's not the truth about autism. It's not the whole truth about autism. Yes, absolutely, autism is a disability. Yes, there are struggles, but it's not a pathology. It's not something that's wrong with you. It's not something where you are abnormal or there's something wrong with the way that your brain works. So you probably know that already, but if any part of you took that negative message away from assessment, I'm here to just like wash that away. Just let it go. I just want to affirm for you that I'm so excited for you, because going forward from this point, there's so much more to discover. There's so much more to learn. It doesn't just stop at autism. You know, there are things I've already mentioned, like being high masking, like autistic burnout. There are also things like PDA, pathological demand avoidance, and alexithymia, and co-occurring conditions like OCD or ADHD that you might discover. So there's just like a world of discovery that opens up for you after your diagnosis. And it takes a while to work through everything, and, you know, take your time and enjoy that process of discovery if you can. Welcome to the autistic community. I know that arriving as a late diagnosed and likely high masking autistic adult, sometimes the autistic community doesn't feel very welcoming. I know that sometimes parents can come at you and tell you that, you know, you're taking up too much space, or that you're not really that autistic, that you're, you know, complaining when there are people who are struggling much more. And I know that people who are not autistic can dismiss the fact that you're autistic as like everybody's like that. And so I just want you to know that if you're looking for your place inside the autistic community, there is a place for you here. Whether that's, you know, coming and finding connection in my membership community, the Chameleon Collective, or is just participating in the community at large, you do belong here. You are equally autistic. And you are 100% valid, and I am so happy that you are here. I've created a guide, the 5 things I wish I had known when I was first diagnosed with autism. If you want that, there's a link in the description, and check out this next video about the misunderstandings about high masking autism. You may want to send this one to your family and friends.